Xi Jinping is the biggest threat to humanity in the world today. He is bullying China's neighbors, infiltrating Western democracies, and torturing Chinese citizens. So, how will Xi Jinping's reign of terror end? Despite everything that you read about the growing tensions over Taiwan or the South China Sea, let me tell you something. Xi Jinping's reign won't end while fighting a big war. He won't meet the same fate as someone like Adolf Hitler. It is the people of China and the Chinese institutions who will end Xi Jinping's reign of terror. Xi Jinping has turned delusional in his bid to consolidate power. He has ended up making far more enemies than he could ever afford. And now, anti-Jinping sleeper cells are getting activated in all important Chinese institutions, the state-owned media, the central bank, and the censors. Together, they are bound to end Xi Jinping's tyrannical reign. Hi and welcome. You're watching TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm Siddharth, your host. In this video, I will tell you how anti-Jinping sleeper cells are getting activated to topple Xi Jinping's reign of terror. Let's begin. Strange things are happening in China. The state-owned media is not parroting Xi Jinping's ultra-left Maoist line. The People's Bank of China, or PBOC, is at crossroads with Xi Jinping's economic mismanagement, and censors, well, they're simply not censoring enough. For the past 1 year, Xi Jinping has been saying just one thing: I want common prosperity. He keeps cracking down on one private sector or the other. He simply does not want the private enterprise to thrive in China and is working relentlessly on an economic model that can hark China back to the Maoist era. Jinping has a simple agenda: reversing the liberal economic policies introduced by former President Deng Xiaoping. But one of the most important CCP mouthpieces, that is People's Daily, has published an article that militates against Xi Jinping's hardcore communism. The story is titled, Reform and Opening Up is a Great Awakening of the Party. The article is pretty long. It goes on for around 4,000 words, but it broadly sends across the same message: how reform and opening up has helped make China great. For the world at large, the era of China's reforms and opening up had officially ended with Xi Jinping's chilling crackdown on Alibaba and other tech giants last year, followed by curbs on edtech entrepreneurs and real estate giants this year. However, the People's Daily seems to be reversing Xi Jinping's narrative. And then, there's another bombshell that the CCP mouthpiece has dropped on Xi Jinping. The story does not mention Xi Jinping at all. Rather, it mentions Deng Xiaoping several times, and other reformist presidents in China's history. Jiang Zemin and Hu Jintao too find a mention. You might think that it is no big deal. Well, it is a big deal in Xi Jinping's China. A Chinese state-owned publication doesn't simply glorify former presidents and advocate reform unless it wants to instigate rebellion and mutiny against Xi Jinping. And guess who authored the People's Daily's article? Well, it is Chu Qingshan, a high-ranking CCP official and a member of the extremely powerful CCP Central Committee. So, we have basically come to a level where a CCP official is using state-owned media to amplify criticism of Xi Jinping's common prosperity and other crackdowns on private businesses. In November 2014, Russia's President Vladimir Putin attended the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation or APEC summit in Beijing. The Chinese First Lady, Peng Liyuan, who happens to be the wife of Xi Jinping, was probably feeling cold at the summit venue. So, behaving like a true gentleman, Putin placed the shawl on her shoulders. The footage went viral, and the next thing you know, the Chinese censors jumped in and went wild to wipe the moment from Chinese media landscape. This is what the Chinese censors were always meant to be: sharp, efficient, and firmly in grip of the Chinese president. But today, Xi Jinping is not happy with the Chinese censors. The CCP believes that they're not censoring enough. They're distributing anti-CCP content and launching a silent war on the CCP itself. So, they have to pay a price now. And the crackdown has already begun. Consider these numbers. China's Twitter-like microblogging website Weibo was recently fined $470,000 for violating the country's laws and regulations. In this year alone, Weibo has been fined 44 times. Can you believe this? In total, the company has paid $2.2 million in fines in the first 11 months of this year. Douban, a popular site for reviewing movies, books, and music, also got fined $230,000 earlier this month. This was in addition to the $1.4 million in fines it has accrued till November end of this year. The data speaks for itself. China is censoring its censors now. And that's not the only news. The CCP is also amplifying the media coverage of this crackdown. The message being sent out is loud and clear. You either please Xi Jinping or perish. The point is, Xi Jinping's biggest protective equipment, the sensors, have fallen into disrepair. And they're training their guns at him instead, no matter how he censors the sensors. Anti-Jinping content is bound to carpet bomb Chinese media sooner or later. Xi Jinping cracked down on all kinds of private enterprises and even cracked down on rival factions in the CCP. But did you ever think that he could crack down on the country's central bank, the People's Bank of China? Well, this is exactly what is happening. In recent weeks, CCP discipline inspectors have visited PBOC headquarters in Beijing. They interrogated PBOC officials and reviewed documents in a message by Jinping. PBOC won't be allowed to exercise independence. Like all other state institutions in China, the PBOC too is not independent. It is answerable to Chinese Communist Party, and presently Xi Jinping suspects the PBOC of having defied his tight regulatory measures and crackdowns. He feels that PBOC has introduced regulations in sectors like technology, entertainment, and education. In any case, the PBOC seems to be disillusioned by Xi Jinping's disruptive decisions and policies that have imperiled the Chinese economy. Xi Jinping has made too many enemies in China with his radical and illiberal economic policies, as well as his crackdowns on rival factions. And thus, some of China's biggest institutions are coming out to take Xi Jinping down in what seems like a full-fledged coup against the totalitarian leader.